How's it going there, guys? This is Quinn of Snazzy Labs, and I'm doing a video that's been requested for the last several days. If you follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Google+, and if you don't, you should, you know very, very well about the improvement of my home audio setup. Well, I'm going to show you what it takes to be snazzy. No, what I'm going to show you is how I listen to music on headphones and what equipment I have and what equipment I recommend. No, it's not cheap, so just get ready. But it's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun improving and really perfecting my audio setup, and I'm excited to show it to you. So if you watched my room tour a couple of weeks ago, you've noticed that the crap on my desk has moved around pretty much completely. I have my Vizio monitor here still, which is not the greatest, but again, I'm not going to go out and spend new money. I'm not going to go out and spend money on something that works just great, so I use this and it's fine. I have my LG DVD burner here. I listen to a ton of CDs and sense inside my MacBook Pro, which is closed right now. And a lot of people don't know this, but if you have a power source hooked up, and your Fujifilm camera's not in the way, if you have a power source hooked up and you have the Apple Cinema display connector in there, you can operate your computer while it's closed, so long as the display is on. Because I don't like dual screen stuff, I think it's really useless. And if you think you can multitask, I hate to break it to you, but you can't. And it's not capable by humans, so I just deal with one screen, and it's a lot easier for me, and that's how I do it. But since inside my MacBook Pro I only have well, since I have an SSD as well as the original hard drive, there's two hard drives in here and there's no optical drive. So I need to use this. And the reason I do have an optical drive is because I actually use one all of the time. Again, because of my audiophile kind of hobby, I listen to a ton of CDs. I go out and buy CDs at Graywell and at FYE and online, and so that's how I listen to them, through that burner and player. But it also does everything. It's not a Blu-ray, but I don't have a use for Blu-ray. Like, there's nothing I have where I'm going to go and watch a Blu-ray film. You know, we have a PS3, but I just download it, 1080p. You know, Blu-ray's great. I'm not trying to say Blu-ray sucks, but I just have no need for it. I have my Fujifilm X10 right there in this brilliant leather case. I got this leather case on eBay for 10 bucks, and because it was 10 bucks and the real one is 100, I was sure that this was a counterfeit, but this is actually the real deal. Beautiful stitching, real leather, smells amazing, and of course I have my Fujifilm X10 inside of there. Now, I have a little Masters coaster for all of my drinks, and I do drink a ton of beverages, so those stay there. My keyboard, this is an original Apple, I think it was, what was it called, the Apple Pro keyboard, and this was available in about 1998 to 2000, so this is when they made those. And I have that 10 key, it is a wired USB 1 keyboard, so I don't use the ports on either sides, but it is handy. I have my Logitech Performance MX, and I have this mouse pad, the Mac Pad, which I did a review on quite some time ago. Now, I also have this little carousel here, and this is where I charge a lot of my favorite electronics. I have my iPhone plugged in right there. I have my Nook plugged in there right now, which I just drained totally dead last night. So that's plugged in via micro USB, and I have the RoCoo-P sitting there charging away. I got a pencil holder where I keep all my highlighters and pens, and there's not actually any pencils in there right now, and there's only one pen. A couple styluses and some other stuff. I have suction cups in there for when I take iPhones apart, an eraser, a pink pearl, obviously the best kind, and a couple of other things. But there you have that. I have my Monsoon satellites right there, left and right. They're kind of at a weird angle, so I don't get the best sound possible. But to be honest, now that I have this and now that I have my headphones, I don't use these speakers all too often. So I'm okay with them being in kind of a weird, non-audio perfected position. Right here, I have my HiFiMan EF2A, and it's actually unplugged, and that's because as much as I love this, it gets clobbered by the WooAudio WA6. But that's not to say that this is a bad amp, and I actually want to use it by my bedside because I watch tons of TV shows and other stuff in bed when the rest of my family's asleep, and I don't want to bug them. So rather than sit in this uncomfortable chair, I just lay in my bed and watch TV. I edit a lot of videos in bed too, and so I want a good amplifier, but there's a bit of a problem with USB, and that is that the cables are big and chunky and they get in the way, and my bedside table, I'm really kind of anal retentive about having everything clean, and so when there's stray cables and whatnot, that bothers me. I know, stupid. I have the M-Audio FastTrack Pro, which is a USB preamp, which is going to this Rode boom arm, which goes to my Blue Microphone's mouse, which I very much love, and that's what pretty much all of the videos, except this one that you hear with good audio, that's where that audio comes from, and a lot of people ask, so there you have it. Now we get to the main attraction. I have my WooAudio WA6. This is an amazing tube amplifier with 260 E7 tube amps right here, and then there's a rectifier tube on back. You have the power button, a little blue LED comes on, you have your headphone jack, 1/4 inch obviously, and you have your gain knob. Now this is hooked up to my computer via an HRT Music Streamer 2, which is a DAC that I got the other day. Both of these are made in the USA. That's made in California. This is made in New York, both by hand, so pretty cool. I'm using monoprice cables that were cheap to go from here to here, obviously to my amplifier, and then from USB to my MacBook Pro. So that's what I'm doing with that, and there are my tube amps right there. You can already see it's only been on for a few minutes and you already have that glow. If you turn that off, you get like these sizzling looking tube amps, which are pretty awesome. Now I also have two headphones that I am using pretty much consistently. This pair I got today and I'm super excited. It is the Denon AD5, and the reason I got these is because did I say AD5? AH-D5000. They're commonly referred to as the D5000, but the reason these are amazing is because they are closed, unlike a lot of audiophile style headphones in this price range. And I picked these up for $396 on Amazon used, but if you buy them new, I mean, you can see a scratch there and there's a little bit of a scuff mark, but they still sound amazing. If you buy these new, I think they're $600. So I bought these used. They're obviously a beautiful wood enclosure made out of all aluminum alloy, which is pretty amazing, or actually magnesium alloy, and the hinges right there are aluminum, which is pretty impressive. Super soft, very light, and very comfy. And these are closed, so they're really, really good for hip-hop, dubstep, that kind of style of music. So they have a lot of bass to them, which I really, really like. You have this braided cord here, which is pretty fantastic, and it goes to a 1/4 inch connection. So those are the D5000s, and I also have my more commonly listened to HD5, because why do I keep saying the wrong numbers? HD650. I do a lot of listening. You know, I love rock, and I love pop, and I love jazz, and I love classical, believe it or not. And so those are the genres I listen to. I like dubstep, I like that kind of stuff, but these don't do the greatest reproduction of that. You're better off with something like the D5000. So on these, they are amazing for rock, and the sibilance up in the upper range is just perfect. Not too much, but enough that you get that harsh when there's a crash cymbal and stuff like that. Pretty fantastic. You have the Sennheiser logo. These are not quite as well built. They're made out of plastic, and ironically they cost more. The price on these, I think brand new, is $620, and I got them for $400 on Amazon again. The WooAudio WA6 is $620 with the actual rectifier and tubes. There's a massive heat sink on the back because these things get toasty. When they're pumping music, holy cow, do they get hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these back on my tripod. I don't have a good hanger for this yet. I don't know what to do with these. I've just been like setting them on my desk, and that's how you get them scratched and a bunch of other stuff. So I got to find out a better system for that. But we've got our big old fat cable here. Plug it into the WA6. We'll turn the gain up a tad. And on my MacBook Pro, as you can see here, if I open System Preferences and caps lock is on, I'm not yelling. If I go over to sound, you can see that an output is the Music Streamer 2. Or you can use the internal speakers, which is actually my Monsoon speakers right here. So these are the Monsoon speakers I did a review on a while back. These are planar magnet speakers, so they're really, really hyper thin, but they sound fantastically good. And they don't make them anymore because the technology got too expensive. So I got these for my birthday back when I was 8 or 9, and I think new back then they were $200, and now they'll sell in excess of $5 to $6. So they're pretty lusted after, and they're a pretty cool headphone. Now to play my music, I use an application called Fidelia. Hey Echo, look, hey, come here. Look, you're on camera. Say hi, YouTube. My floor's messy. There's cords amok, a box. Jeez. Alright, anyway, back to this. Fidelia is a Mac-only application, and you use all of your audio files, be it FLAC, AAC, ALAC, MP3, you name it, it'll play it. All you have to do is click the song, and it begins playing here, and it goes through the music streamer via USB through the WA6 to my actual headphones, which are the D5000, not the 85. I'm Quinn of Snazzy Labs, and that's my home audio tour. I'm going to be reviewing these individual headphones very soon, as well as the WA6. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And that. I'm reviewing that. And I've already reviewed that. And what else do I need to review? And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm Quinn of Snazzy Labs. You guys are snazzy. And as always, that was a lot of snazzies. You guys get the picture.